Start speaking now. 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 Working with a tutor can really help you because it turns your passive learning into active learning. It targets the things that matter, and it saves you a lot of time trolling through YouTube and potentially finding misleading videos. So give me a call at 613-614-6460 and take a class. So these are my sample responses to each of the questions. For the practice question, I'd say, my oldest and dearest friend is Jenny. I've known her since we were children, and we have been friends throughout our lives. We met in elementary school, and although I moved away from her for high school and university, we've kept in touch and been there for each other through thick and thin. We met our husbands at about the same time, married at about the same time, and had children at about the same time. So we've always had experiences to share about similar events. There were a couple of years when we were unable to meet because neither of us could afford to travel. But most years we've managed to get together during the summer. We both love kayaking, and we usually find a place to stay that's near a lake or river so that we can enjoy the calm, rejuvenating vibes that only nature can bring to the hectic lives of working mothers. And these are some of the things that tell the examiner that my English is at an advanced level. This is my sample response to speaking task 1. Hi Sarah, I hear you're worried about your presentation. I've given a lot of presentations over the years, so I thought I'd give you a couple of suggestions. The first is to keep a little bit of Kleenex in your mouth. It keeps your saliva flowing so that your mouth doesn't dry up when you're talking. There's nothing worse than feeling your mouth is drying out and stumbling over your words when your tongue gets stuck. The second is to be confident. Always keep in mind that you know 100% more about your subject than the people listening to you. Inevitably, there will be someone who asks a tough question, but they're probably just trying to show the rest of your audience how clever they are. And finally, hold something. When you hold something, your hands have a place to be, and that prevents you from flailing and makes you look like you're much more in control than you probably feel. These are the things that have served me well, and I hope they work for you too. And these are some of the structures that show the examiner that my English is at an advanced level. My response to speaking task 2 is, I'm going to talk about the day trip that I took with my family last summer. Since we'd all been stuck inside with the COVID shutdowns, we hadn't seen much of each other at all. Although we'd had a few Skype calls, I hadn't seen my sons in person for several months. We decided to get together for a picnic at a local park where we knew we'd be able to build a fire and cook our meal over the open flame. Since my son is a real pyromaniac, anything that involves a fire is always lots of fun. I packed the picnic hamper with lots of pre-cooked things that we could heat up on sticks. Meatballs, carrots, potatoes, corn, and of course marshmallows. I also made drinks and threw in some of our favourite cookies. We had the most wonderful cookout with each of us loading up our sticks and holding them over the open flame to heat. And these are some of the structures that show the examiner that my English is at an advanced level. And my response for speaking task 3. This is a picture of a water park in front of a cafe in what looks like a downtown area. The ground in the middle of the picture has holes through which water is sprouting. The holes are about 2 feet apart and the water's rising quite high, probably close to 2 feet. 3 children are jumping through and around the fountain, and although they're not really dressed for water play because they're wearing socks and shoes with long pants, they look like they're having a lot of fun. A cafe that has outdoor seating is in the background. I suspect the children's parents are sitting on the chairs there, and enjoying refreshments while watching the children play. One of the people, probably a dad, is getting ready to push a baby in a stroller away from the cafe and down the street. He looks like he's dressed for work because he's wearing a tie and white shirt. He has taken great care to protect the baby from the sun by lowering the sunshade that's attached to the stroller. And these are the structures that show the examiner that my English is at an advanced level. For speaking task 4, I would say, I suspect that for the next little while, the children will continue to play in the fountain. For now, they're avoiding getting wet, but before long, they'll probably slip and get wet. Once they're wet anyway, they may decide to step on the holes rather than trying to jump between them. They may end up getting completely soaked. The parents will probably keep talking and visiting in the cafe, and they may caution their children about getting wet, but that will probably only be half-hearted. By the end of the day, the kids will be exhausted. Their parents will have taken them home, warmed them up with some hot soup, and settled them down for some calmer activity. And these are the structures that show the examiner my English is at an advanced level. For task 5, I would say, "Hi Sam, I'm a little concerned about this washing machine thing, and I'd like to talk to you about it. Is now a good time?" I've been looking at this white machine with its 3 cubic feet capacity, and I really don't think that it's going to be big enough for us. What would we do when we wanted to wash our quilts or when we got back from camping? I'd be down in the basement all day with that little machine. I've found one that I think would be much better. I'm not keen on it being stainless steel, but it has twice the capacity and a much longer guarantee. Since front loaders typically use a lot less water than top loaders, the added expense would be offset over time by the money we saved on water. I think that this machine would be a much better fit for our lifestyle. Don't you agree? And these are some of the structures that show the examiner my English is at an advanced level. For speaking task 5, I would say, I'm going to talk to my friend. "Hi Mary, I'm calling with a bit of a problem. I know I said you would be able to stay with me this weekend, but as you know, I live with my mother who has put her foot down. She doesn't want visitors. Mum's not the most pleasant person to be around when she's like this, so I'm wondering whether you and I could spend the weekend in a hotel. It's been such a long time since we've spent any time together, so I think it would be fun. We could pick a hotel that has a pool and still do all the shopping we've been planning to do. What's more, we'd be free to come and go without anyone watching us. I know it would add a bit of unexpected expense, but we could manage that by sharing a room. Let me know what you think and I'll make a reservation." And these are some of the structures that show the examiner my English is at an advanced level. For speaking task 7, I would say, it seems like a bit of an overgeneralization to say that all knowledge is available in book form or that everyone on the planet learns everything from books. In this technological era, it might be okay to say that all knowledge is available in print form, but to restrict that to book format raises questions. With the rapid speed with which technology has both transformed our society and opened up new forms of print media, I'm pretty sure that there is a great deal of knowledge being transferred that is not yet available in book form. However, it can take several years both to write and publish a book, whereas knowledge can be published online at any time. I would also argue that not everyone learns everything from books. A lot of knowledge is transferred from parents to children by word of mouth. Although some of it may be in book somewhere, the book isn't necessarily available at the time the child learns it. Added to that, there's the issue of auditory learners who learn best by listening to what people are saying. Many cultural norms are learned in this way. Similarly, visual learners learn by seeing and experiencing rather than from looking at books. In conclusion, I would say that the statement is a little out of date when we consider both the technological advances of this century and the varied learning styles of the population. And these are some of the structures that let the examiner know my English is at an advanced level. For speaking task 8, hi Jenny, I'm calling to see if you'd be interested in meeting me at the park. I'm already here, and there's this amazing charity event going on raising money for cancer research. The park is just full of people, and a lot of them are taking rides on a strange-looking helicopter that's part of the fundraising drive. I've managed to get a couple of tickets for the helicopter ride at 2 o'clock. I made a donation of $20 each for them. And now I just need to find someone to use up the other ticket. I think you'd get a kick out of the helicopter's wacky paint job with its red shark-like mouth, water bubble top and flowery tail. If you're not keen on the helicopter ride, we could just sit here and watch all the people milling around. I wouldn't have a problem thinking of the money I spent on the tickets as a small donation to a good cause. And these are some of the structures that tell the examiner my English is at an advanced level. If you're getting ready for your test and you need a little bit of help, please give me a call or text me at 613-614-6460. I offer tutoring packages and writing correction and speaking correction, as well as workshops. My website is www.ottawa-english.com. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye now.